We are 22S Radio. 22S Radio is 22smedia.com and 88.1 FM KKJZ H23, Long Beach, Los Angeles.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, and now our World Broadcasting Tag Team Champions of the World and a Cruiserweight Champion.
I'm Ethan.
I'm James.
I'm Rob.
And this is episode 170 of Beyond the Ropes. We are BTR Pro Wrestling Talk. It's Thanksgiving week, guys. We're doing this a little earlier than usual. Of course, we have to talk about the yearly Thanksgiving tradition, Survivor Series, which we'll get to in a second. But first and foremost, I don't know why you rolled your eyes like that, James.
Because I thought you were going to mention your other little tradition.
Well, our tradition is first and foremost, acknowledge Roman Reigns as your tribal chief. Come on, James, you have something to say?
I hope he gets attacked by a fan.
That's mean. We're going to talk about that. It's not a fan, by the way.
No, definitely, you're right. He wasn't a fan.
Not a fan, but
not a fan.
Look at that, like Rob acknowledging his tribal chief as he blends in there. Lots to discuss. Let's talk about first off our social medias. You can find me on Twitter at Ethan85. You can follow James at
JHW Reporter.
You can follow Rob at
Rob Flores Media, and don't forget the R2 DMs for Ethan.
And you can follow the show at Real BTR Radio, as well as Facebook.com/Beyond the Ropes for all new episodes. Going to be 170 coming up on the Facebook and YouTube to search up Beyond the Ropes. Now that we acknowledged our tribal chief, let's get into some Survivor Series, shall we? Are you guys ready? I have to pull up the predictions.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't tweet them, but I do have them here.
I think I did fairly well.
The kickoff show. United States Champion Damian Priest versus Intercontinental Champion Shinsuke Nakamura.
You agree that they should have been on the kickoff show, yes or no?
I'm bummed. I missed it because it was on the kickoff show.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand, the result kind of was okay. This ended up being a disqualification. Of course, Nakamura ended up winning this match after we got to see that dark side of Damian Priest as he destroyed the guitar of Rick Boogs. So both Rob and James actually got this prediction right.
Why are you shocked?
Because Nakamura wasn't supposed to win. He always loses these matches.
You're right.
So, yeah, I mean,
you're right.
Disqualification. So, I mean, good for him, but didn't really end well for him. So, but yeah, I didn't see this match, so I can't really say if it was good or not. But I do wish these guys would face off in an actual finish match at some point in the future. So, the actual show kicked off with perhaps the match of the night, not including, of course, Roman Reigns, of course, or Seth Rollins. But let's talk about Becky Lynch, the Raw Women's Champion, versus SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair. This was a back and forth kind of fight. God, this is awesome chance. It was awesome. Did you watch the show, by the way, from beginning to end?
I actually missed this match,
Wow.
but watched the rest of the show. So yeah, I know I missed a good one. I did see someone tweet that kind of stuck with me, where it was pretty much Charlotte carried the show and it was all downhill from there. I mean, I saw the rest of the show and I thought the show was pretty solid.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, you tell me, did Charlotte carry this match?
I mean, they both delivered what they were intended to do. I don't know.
That's kind of what I would have assumed. Yeah, that's why.
Rob is what's this about Andrade and following Charlotte?
Interesting. What's the
Tea? Interesting. That's breaking to me. I haven't heard anything, but Rob, if you've heard anything, feel free to share it. But yeah, no, the match was solid. Becky Lynch pulling a Flair tactic, getting the roll up here, picking up the victory by grabbing the rope. Let's see who predicted this. Rob predicted Flair winning. Both James and I predicted Becky winning. So looks like you're 2 for 2, James. I'm 1 for 1, and Rob is 1 for 1 as well. Next up on the card, let's pull it up here. But no, it was a solid match. You should definitely go back and watch it if you get a chance. The next contest is the men's 5-on-5 Survivor Series elimination match. So started off with an interesting one. Kevin Owens wanted to start off the match. Ended up getting himself counted out. He's totally leaving in January, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So next up, we had the next elimination was when Finn Balor hit the coup de grace on Happy Corbin, took him out of the match. Let's see. Then we had Lashley hitting King Woods with the Hurt Lock.
Yeah, so, that was unfortunate.
King Woods didn't have a great weekend.
No.
Not a good weekend for Woods. Next up, we had McIntyre and Lashley both get counted out, eliminating both guys.
Part of me was just kind of glad that they're not on the same brand anymore, because then they would they'd probably be in a feud again, and that's not great. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a good way to, not get either one pinned.
Mm-hmm. Protects both guys.
There's that.
It's an unpopular opinion, but it protects both guys.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Let's see. What do we have next? We had Sheamus eliminated Finn Balor after hitting a bro kick, evening things up 2-2.
Mm-hmm.
Then he got a rolled up by Austin Theory, everyone's favorite wrestler, Austin Theory. Eliminated the Cocktail Warrior.
You want to talk about someone who had an interesting week?
He had the golden egg. Talk about the golden egg a little later.
Apparently.
After that, Hardy hit a swanton bomb on Austin Theory to eliminate him. It was down to Jeff Hardy and Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
You had some thoughts on that?
I mean, did you think Jeff Hardy really had a chance? I mean, I was kind of surprised that they had it be Jeff Hardy. I don't know why wouldn't you just want it to be like Finn and Rollins or something? They
were on the same team.
I mean, who am I thinking of? Wait, who went out?
Sheamus.
Before Jeff? Oh, Sheamus. Yeah, that's right.
Sheamus or McIntyre could have been.
I remember getting confused. It was just like the dynamic of like heels and baby faces being on the same team.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a time where I was like, I was waiting for Jeff Hardy and Sheamus to fight, and I think because they had
they were teaming up a lot. Sheamus did end up hitting Jeff after he got eliminated. He blamed Jeff for his elimination.
Yeah.
But no, Jeff Hardy got the crowd on his side, of course. But of course, got hit with that stomp. And as I predicted, not only would Team Raw win, Seth Rollins would be the sole survivor.
I'll give you
Go
credit.
ahead.
I think
Go ahead.
I think I remember you saying that. I think I remember you saying that. So
And you rolled your eyes thinking, no, wouldn't happen. But of course, they're
So who-
revolutionary.
who did I pick in that match?
So Rob had Team SmackDown with say Corbin and I guess Lashley having the most eliminations, which I don't think was the case because I don't think Corbin had any eliminations. Obviously, he didn't win. You had Austin Theory being in the final, the sole survivor, with Bobby Lashley having the most eliminations as well. I had Seth Rollins winning, being the sole survivor, with Drew McIntyre having the most eliminations. So I'm looking at this here.
So I'm 3-0.
Well, you had Austin Theory being your.
No. I mean,
That doesn't really count. I hit the
wow.
jackpot. I hit
Imagine
the jackpot.
because you just so happen to be right.
Because Seth Rollins.
You're dictating how.
I mean, Team Raw did win.
I'm 3-0.
You get half a point. You get half a point. I get the full 5 points. I don't know. Just throw a 5.
5 points.
It's a 5-on-5 match. Why not?
Just-
5 points.
You didn't. I'm tired of you. I won.
I mean, it's arguable. Seth Rollins won. They said
I'll
his
take my
name.
half a point. Shush.
All right. I'll take my 5.
I'll take.
All right. Next up. Let's see. What do we have next up? We had the 25 years of The Rock Battle Royal. By the way, throughout the show, they were having little video packages for The Rock. Did you think he was going to show up?
I mean, you kind of think he should have, would have, could have, but
Busy making movies. He's got time for that.
then why?
It's a tribute show.
I mean, yes. I mean, you would have looked a little silly if you didn't have. I mean, but you could just have mentioned him once and been done with it. You didn't have to do the whole thing, promote the movie. You do all that.
See, they were promoting the movie as well, so you kind of had to mention them throughout.
No, you did.
I mean, yeah.
You can wrestle. You
the
can
whole
show
egg
him once and do it.
The whole head thing was
The
a
egg,
storyline
okay,
going so wrong.
I mean, that's fine. That's great. But if he's not going to be there.
That's why they do the videos, so it makes it feel like he's there.
No. It didn't do anything for me. I mean, the
He's
thing
here.
that you...
I have
Well, there, he's right there. His Funko Pop. But the thing is
you know who
it
else
made
is
it
here?
out like there was a chance all the way through.
He was here. Sir.
Boo.
Don't
He
boo the
makes me
Funko Pop.
yawn. I'm kidding. No, I don't know. It was just kind of interesting. I just, they at the very least made you hopeful that he was going to be there by the end.
They
Just
teased it.
because something with Roman maybe, and people online were thinking that the golden egg had something to do with, there's a lot of people saying, oh, if this leads to, if this leads to The Rock and Roman starting a rivalry, then sure, then maybe I'll watch or whatever. That was not the case.
Mhm. No, that was not the case for sure. Next up, let's see what match we had next. And it was the 25 years of The Rock Battle Royal, which we did not predict. This was, of course, announced after the fact that we recorded. So
now, do you think this should have been on the pre-show?
they had a Pizza Hut sponsorship.
And you
In
think that's
this.
what kept them in it, huh?
Yeah, they had the Pizza Hut sponsorship. That looked good, actually.
That's kind of true. That's kind of true. Yeah.
They would, yeah. So they bumped the other match so they could. Plus, if they he probably knew it was going to be a disqualification. So no need to have it on the main card.
I mean, the thing is, it was let me see. I'm trying to think. Like it was good and all. I thought it was great that it was a dominant performance from, it was a dominant performance by Almost, but
Then you can say dominant performance by AJ Styles.
no, but it was just like the pizza thing though. After was like what they did after with the pizza thing was like, I don't know, because the Street Profits get thrown out, and then you're like, okay, I kind of almost thought they were gonna win because of the promotion, but then it was almost like nothing else happened, and you start going back to the
Truth was
pizza.
trying to bribe his way.
He was trying to bribe his way.
Otis, giving him a slice.
I thought that was the funny part. I thought it was
the
highlight of that match.
He did eat. Otis did eat the pizza.
That's just me.
They threw out Truth. Almost ended up picking up the victory, winning the Rock Battle Royal. So he and Andre both have Battle Royals named after him.
I mean, again, they did all this, and he still wasn't on the show. Okay, look. Before we go to our first commercial break here, someone put out a tweet, and I had to think about it, but it's totally true. The Rock did more for Impact like last year in that pay-per-view with the Ken Shamrock Hall of Fame thing than they did for Survivor Series when they were honoring him.
It's not as impactful as him if he just shot a video.
I mean, I'd rather you shoot a video and acknowledge something rather than not be doing anything at all.
I mean, he is acknowledging it on Twitter.
Did he? When we come back from the break, can you tell us what he said on Twitter?
I mean, I can. He did it like all throughout last week, like replying to sharing videos on his Instagram and replying on Twitter, like doing quotes, tweets and stuff. So
did he say why he wasn't there?
No. He just said go out of town this Sunday or whatever. So he kind of made it clear he wasn't going to show up.
I'm not impressed.
You go talk to him.
You better be running for president or something here soon.
According to his show, he is Young Rock show. So
yeah, of course.
We'll be right back with more Survivor Series talk right here on Beyond the Ropes. We are 22S Radio. 22S Radio is 22sradio.com and 88.1 FM KKJZ HD3 Long Beach, Los Angeles. Welcome back to episode 170 of Beyond the Ropes. I'm your host, Ethan, joined alongside the analyst, James Williams, and producer, Rob Flores. You can find me on Twitter at EthanNV95. You can follow James at
JHW Reporter.
And you can follow Rob at
Rob Flores Media.
And we're talking Survivor Series, Raw Tag Team Champions RK Bro versus the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Usos. Not what I was predicting here. RK Bro ended up hitting that victory and very nice finish. The Usos were going for an Uso splash. The Uso did hit splash, but also fell into an RKO.
Yeah, no, that was a good finish. I did enjoy that one. I don't know if I was kind of surprised that the Usos lost.
Rob, actually, we all predicted the Usos, so we all lost this one.
So you guys influenced me into thinking that they were going to win and they didn't.
Well, look at them. They're the blood plan. Look at them. You see them right there?
It doesn't do anything for me if they don't win.
I'm sure Roman will let them know about it on Friday.
I mean, it was a good match.
I'm sure they might be eating at the kids' table on Thursday.
But speaking of Randy Orton, I guess it was fitting that he did win. Most pay-per-view matches in WWE history.
Mm-hmm. Surpassed Kane.
So there you go.
So I believe it was it 117 or 171? Lord.
Might have been the 170.
Let me look at this. We should have taken some notes.
If I remember correctly.
There were some ones in there.
Yeah, I'd have to imagine it's one that not a lot of people are up to date with. It's just most pay-per-view. Most pay-per-view, all-time pay-per-view. And I think and the fact on Seth Rollins was he was the sole survivor 2 years in a row, I think.
No. Last year he was eliminated. The first one. He sacrificed himself, remember? For the greater good.
I thought they made a big deal about him winning it.
He won it. What was the big deal? I don't know what was the record.
But there was something, wasn't there?
They added to his resume. That's what they did.
Oh, that he was the okay.
Yeah, they added to it.
I thought it was a thing where he
I don't know. I can't find it, but Randy Orton does have the record for most pay-per-view matches. Surpassed Kane this past. Actually, if Kane tweeted it, I can maybe see what he put.
I mean, either way. Well, the thing is, like, I actually saw him, was kind of aware of it before because John Cena even tweeted something about it. So I think that's kind of cool that John Cena's still kind of in the loop on stuff like that. And, you know, him and Randy Orton go way back. I mean, those two were kind of rivals for most of their early years and beyond. So
yeah. So, anyways, it's a lot of pay-per-view matches. The most. And then they picked up the victory with that RKO out of nowhere. So congrats to them. Next match we had, I'm scrolling down the list here. 5-on-5 women's elimination match. Let's see your predictions, shall we?
Yeah.
So Rob had Team Raw winning, with Queen Zelina being the sole survivor.
Wrong.
I don't know who we had for most eliminations because I don't think I got that down, unfortunately.
I don't know if we did that.
Yes, we did.
Oh.
Because you had Team Raw winning, Bianca Belair being the sole survivor.
Yes.
With Natalia having the most eliminations, of course. Natalia having the most eliminations. She does have the most eliminations overall.
What do you mean?
7 in like an entire Survivor Series.
In like Survivor Series all-time history?
For women's, yeah.
See? I knew what I was doing.
I had Bianca and Liv Morgan being sole survivors with Shayna Baszler. With Shayna Baszler having the most eliminations. So who won?
Oh, Bianca won though, because she came back.
Bianca was down 4-1, and
so she clearly had the most eliminations.
Technically, she did.
There's no thinking about. Yeah, she did.
Well, Sasha Banks was eliminated by her team when they wouldn't let her get back in the ring. So,
that's fair.
So that happened, and then I guess she had 3 in this match. So yeah, she would still have. I mean, she I think rolled up Natalia, and then who was it? Was it Tony? No, Shayna. She hit the a Grand Slam on her to eliminate her, and then of course hit the KOD on Shotzi, who was the last person, and got eliminated there. So
yeah, it was kind of interesting dynamic too on how they were kind of working with Shotzi and and Sasha there. It looked. Maybe I don't know if it was refreshing. I don't know, just because it was
different.
Kind of, yeah, it was just different. It was like a little subplot, and I guess it's kind of is Shotzi heel, but isn't Sasha heel?
I don't know what Sasha is. She's always a heel. She showed up to work though, so that's good.
She's kind of in between.
Yeah, and of course, last and certainly not least, we get into our main event. Throw it up, Rob. Throw up those ones. Because they're the ones. What? Are you good? Do you have a headache, sir, or what's going on?
No, I'm just waiting for you to get through your little segment here.
Oh, my goodness. We had the best
The
of
chief
the
is-
best, the tribal chief, the
Cheated.
head of the table, Roman Reigns, the Universal Champion of SmackDown, take on WWE Champion Big E.
Yep.
The only thing good about Big E in this match was that he was wearing Seinfeld-inspired gear, so that's about it.
I was trying to read some of the words on his outfit
He
thing,
had
but
Kavorka,
didn't
he
make
had
sense.
Giddy Up, he had Spongeworthy, he had, these were all Seinfeld references, by the way.
and you knew all of these.
I certainly did. He had.
Did you
the
know
names of-
this ahead of time, or you just knew from like just seeing it during the match?
I was seeing it during the match. I saw it. I didn't know he was going to wear Seinfeld's gear. And I don't think he wore it the next night either. I think he just wore it that Survivor Series show. So,
But how? So you literally just knew from the words?
because there are references in Seinfeld and there's or episodes too. I think one of them was called The Trifecta, which is an episode of Seinfeld. So he had a bunch of different words and stuff on his gear. So, and then of course Big E in his back was the Seinfeld logo. So
Okay.
yeah.
Didn't know that.
But no, Roman Reigns did not cheat, sir. This was a fair contest. The Usos were not involved. Everyone's saying, "Oh, the Usos are going to get involved and help him win." Nope. This
Yeah,
was
but
a
still Paul Heyman there.
clean loss. He wasn't doing anything.
Paul Heyman had to remind Roman who he was very early in the match because Big E was dominant.
Okay, you're listening too much to Corey Graves now.
That's what he said, and he wasn't wrong. I know he said that, and I agreed with him.
He was giving him some guidance.
Roman had lost his
It's
way
not-
early in that match.
It's not his fault that Xavier Woods didn't want to support his friend and not show up.
He didn't have Big E didn't need support.
Clearly he did, because he lost handedly. Not even needed. They didn't.
Didn't he like jump out of
Roman
kick out
didn't-
of like 3 Superman punches in a row or something?
Kicked out of one, maybe.
He kicked out of 3 of something that Roman does.
I guess he did get up, but he didn't kick out of it.
I mean, it was like 1, 2, 3, and then he tried to pin him, and no.
I don't know. He took a spear. He did kick out of a spear. I'll give him that. But
Yeah.
Roman also got out of the big ending. So
I'm
You
just
know,
saying, don't
he
make it out
lost
like it
clean.
was some dominant
lost.
victory.
it was pretty
like
dominant.
it was.
He
No,
didn't need
no,
help to
wasn't.
win. Every other match, someone else has gotten involved besides John Cena. But everyone beat Cena. So
That was not a dominant win.
it's pretty dominant.
No, it wasn't.
He stood tall. That's dominance.
You can say that about every match.
All you got to do is acknowledge him.
No.
Can you do that? When are you going to acknowledge him?
When he does something right without cheating.
He didn't cheat. I hope you don't sit at the head of your table this Thanksgiving.
Who, me?
Yeah,
Why?
it'd be very disrespectful of you. Rob,
I don't
you
know
better
what
not
you're
sit
talking
at-
about.
At the head of your table either.
What are you going
See
to
that.
eat for Thanksgiving, by the way?
I have whatever the tribal chief allows me to eat. I have turkey.
You're about to have green beans then, and that's it.
I have ham, and mashed potatoes, gravy, pumpkin pie, birthday cake.
Birthday cake.
Yeah, our birthday's this weekend.
Whose?
Mine.
So you're
You
a
can-
turkey?
You can acknowledge me.
No. I wish you a happy birthday.
There you go, acknowledging my birthday.
I mean, how old are you? 21?
Oh, I wish.
He said, oh my. I'm dead. Yeah, happy 21st birthday. And is your birthday
Not
before or after Thanksgiving?
It's after. It's on Sunday.
All right.
Is that war games? No, it's not war games. We'll talk about war games later.
As obviously with that being the main event and The Rock not showing up, this was the last pay-per-view of the year, actually, and the next one is going to be like first base or
WWE
something.
Day One.
Day one, something like that.
Day
Some
one.
of the one.
They're the ones. We the ones.
Yeah. That gimmick's
Sort
going
of.
to be over by the time that happens.
I,
Oh,
No, don't see it.
And that's gonna happen on January 1st of 2022, which I thought it was interesting. I mean, I wonder if that means they're gonna give him Christmas off. Like, I mean, like maybe some time off during that. Maybe
They can
not.
give Roman Christmas off, but everyone else got to work. Everyone else who hasn't gotten released. Some, yeah, this is pretty heavy. I'm gonna look in the group chat. I think I sent you guys all of them.
They're running out of people to release. It's kind of like, you know what? Going back to when Vince comes out of the limo and then there's he has the golden egg and everyone pops for it. I wanted to tweet that everyone that was there was just cheering because they were thankful they still had a job. But also anyone who was also there is probably among the mix of those who are going to get released next. So you better make sure your favorite superstar wasn't in that little scene there, because it might be curtains for him.
John Morrison.
Yeah,
it was a big one. That's a surprise to me.
Kind of, but it makes sense. Don't know.
Taya was very vocal on social media.
Was she?
She was a part of the recent releases prior to this.
Mm-hmm.
So that sucks.
What did she say? Do you know anything off the top of your head?
A lot of things. I can't say on here. So, yeah. So, yeah. She's not too happy. Hit Row. All gone.
And they were just on the bump at the beginning of the week after B-Fab got let go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, maybe they wanted to be released because she got released.
They all seemed grateful. They all thanked WWE, so they were gracious about everything.
And one of them, I think, good on him. I think he did like a Thanksgiving turkey charity thing, and I think he's like, I think the thing with them is one of them apparently is the host of the A&E Treasure Show.
Yeah, that's Top Dollar.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Was he a good host?
He was fun. This was before like he made his debut on.
Okay. So it wasn't like at the same time.
No. Tegan Knox. She had a few knee injuries during her time in NXT.
Didn't she just come back or something?
Basically, I mean, she was, she had another knee injury. Just came back, got called up to SmackDown, teamed with Shotzi like once or twice. They got split. She got released. So
that's tough.
Shane Thorne. He was part of the Mighty, their TM61. After his partner left, had a brief stint as a singles kind of tag team.
Wasn't he all Slapjack?
He was all Slapjack in Retribution. That was kind of his claim to fame. And it looks like they were going to rebrand him to something else.
Oh yeah, he was supposed to be
it's like Crocodile Hunter kind of gimmick.
Something like
and never,
because they ran with it on house shows for a little bit. No.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't work out.
Like Maverick, second time getting released. He put out a good video. You see that video?
He did, but he did put out a good video. And again, I saw it because John Cena, kind of pointed to that video and said he was a talented worker. And I'm like, okay, let's see what good old Drake Maverick had, because I kind of watched and I thought, I'm like, is he just redoing or did he just repurpose the same video from last time? So I started watching it and I'm like, all right. And then he did it. And then it suddenly like the lights went on and I thought it was kind of cool. So good little thing. And again, you know what? I think the thing that for me was that it just goes to show like, one, how much production could have been in that kind of video. And even if it's very little, it goes to show you just how creative that some of these wrestlers can be, even when, even if they're just given a tiny bit of an opportunity, because just that video, I was invested. I was invested. I want to know what's next for him. He had a text message where he was like, oh, he has something coming up. And I'm like, yo, what's going on? And again, I thought it was just kind of cool that John Cena was kind of aware of something like that. And kind of gave him a shout out on that. So I thought that was kind of cool.
And lastly, everyone's favorite wrestler, Jackson Riker.
Who? Oh, Jackson.
All right,
I thought you
and we're gonna
said
hit
Jack
a commercial.
Swagger. Where is it, Jack Swagger? Oh boy, yeah, it's fine. Yeah, whatever.
Everyone's been waiting on that one, so
It's just kind of like there's not a whole lot more you can cut.
they'll find a way.
Like if they do another 2 rounds of cutting, like I'm just convinced WWE's done. Like what are we doing?
Well, they're not done because when we return, we're going to talk about
What?
the future of WWE right here on Beyond the Ropes. We are 22S Radio. 22S Radio is 22smedia.com and 88.1 FM, KKJZ HD3, Long Beach, Los Angeles. Welcome back to episode 170 of Beyond the Ropes. I'm your host, Ethan, joined alongside the analyst, James Williams, producer Rob Flores, and of course, you can find us on Twitter at RealBTR Radio. Jay, do you have some stats for us, some ratings for us this past week?
Yes, I do, because I came prepared.
Of course you did.
SmackDown with with just a little over 2 million for this past week. This last episode of Raw was 1.7 million, and you could probably subtract 1 out of that. We'll get to that in a minute. You could subtract 1 person out of that. The Seth Rollins person. Jeez. Anyways, NXT, not the lowest of the show, but almost not the lowest of the week, but barely could have easily been. Anyways, NXT with 574,000. You have Dynamite kind of leading the way for AEW with almost 1 million. They come in at 984,000. And then you have Rampage pulling up the rear with 556,000.
Ah, dear. Let's talk about Triple H, shall we?
Yeah.
I said we were talking about the future of WWE. Do you really think they're gonna sell?
I'm assuming you know something I don't, but I don't know. I mean,
There was video footage of Vince and some executives, including Triple H and Stephanie, walking through a construction site, which is going to be the new home to the WWE headquarters. If you remember, a couple of years back, I believe they were planning on selling Titan Towers. And it looks like they're building their new headquarters. So, first off, good to see Triple H working. He seems to be back at work, so that's good. But yeah, I'm like, they're going to a building, so I mean, they could just be downsizing.
Oh, I mean, they're definitely downsizing, but I'm just like, one, I'm sure the office is still probably going to be big, especially if you're building it. And then 2, it's like, you're releasing all these people. What do you need an office for? But I don't know. I mean, I think that is a good sign of maybe there's a commitment. Obviously, they're to stay. I mean, if they were just looking to rent building, like they could have just rented a building. So yeah, I mean, it's just kind of, I don't know, just kind of what I thought. The way things were going, it might be the end. But I mean, it's just, I'd really want to do a comparison in size by number of the Attitude Era roster and the.
They still have a bigger roster.
This current. Just yeah, that's true. But I mean, again, there was only 2 shows. So when you mean a bigger roster, you just mean Raw and SmackDown?
I mean their entire roster.
I mean
NXT Performance Center, NXT UK,
and it's bigger than Attitude Era, you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder by how much though. I mean, they are using different talent on all of those shows, but it's just kind of like, I mean, heck, you don't even have people to job out to at this point.
Enhancement talent, local talent.
I guess whatever works.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about Roman Reigns again, shall we?
We can.
To see someone acknowledge him.
Nope.
Mariah Carey herself acknowledged.
What do you
tribal chief.
mean?
Did you not see this?
No. What are you talking about?
This was on Twitter. She retweeted it. She shared it. She acknowledged Roman Reigns.
Was she hacked?
No. Let me go see this.
Hold on. How do you know this?
Because WWE themselves posted it.
Let me see.
So Roman Reigns was talking about he and the Usos singing along to Mariah Carey. And she put, would love to see it on Twitter.
Okay. Would love to see it. And she's in it. Okay. Roman was on the
big star he is on the Tonight Show. And I
was listening to some of the video. I'll have to watch it later, but I do remember hearing he was on Jimmy Fallon this past week.
She acknowledged her tribal chief, just like
she
you should.
Now she didn't exactly do that.
She replied.
Don't put words in her mouth. That's not what she said.
Pretty sure
she just said she would love to see it.
She wants the best.
What it is she wants to see, I don't know.
She wants the best of the best.
Oh, I mean, she
wants the head of the table.
I'm not saying Nick. I'm just saying
she wants the head of the table.
Oh, you're gonna get us in trouble.
So, I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know about either. I'm just saying you're gonna get some trouble with the.
That's his nickname.
With Paul Heyman. I don't know.
We're gonna get
the show's off the rails. But yes, so apparently yes, she did at least acknowledge on Twitter Roman Reigns.
Let's talk about Seth Rollins being the great villain that he is. Got some heat after a match, I believe, with Finn Balor this past Monday on Raw, as he was walking up the ramp to leave. A coward, attacked him, jumped the rail, was put in a chokehold by Seth. People don't realize that. Some people don't. There's the picture. There's a video on this picture.
That he would put him in.
No. MVP himself tweeted it out on Instagram.
That Seth put him in a chokehold.
Look on the MVP's Instagram.
Because this goes against what I was gonna say.
No,
and I mean I think it still stands. Let me look it up. Hold on. Let me. Because I saw where there was at least another fan that was, I don't know if it was the same guy, but someone else was kind of having a back and forth with
Montez.
With Montez and MVP during it. And if you don't remember, I think the Barclays Center apparently just has loose security because this was also where Bret Hart was tackled during the Hall of Fame. Bret Hart, my favorite wrestler, was trending all day on Twitter.
Justifiably so, he was attacked, but nonetheless.
No, but as I'm looking up this video here from MVP, me and my dad were like scrolling through the channels or something, and a news segment, I forgot what channel it was, comes up, and they actually talked about the fan attacking Seth during the show, called him one of the biggest superstars for the WWE. And yeah, so there was a lot of video on social media about this fan. And I think deservedly so, kind of doing the walk of shame up into the wherever they come from, just making his way back into the lobby, not taking him back behind the curtain, which I think for his safety was for the best, because I don't think he would have came out any better for it. But as I continue to look up this video real quick, I think it's worth noting, and I thought it was smart of Seth Rollins not to really attack the fan in a manner in which if you look at a lot of videos of when fans jump into the ring and stuff, they usually get choked out or stomped on or get beat up pretty bad. And, I thought even for the emotion that Seth was showing during this, he didn't really take any cheap shots. He didn't like stomp on him or do anything like that. So I'll give Seth a lot of credit for doing that. Now, I think kind of based on some of what Rob's saying here, yeah, if that was Randy Orton, it would have been a lot different. I'm looking for said video. I saw La Parka.
It's on Instagram.
Oh, it's on Instagram. I'm not doing it. Hold on. Let's see. Does he have a link? I'll look it up later. Take your word for it, though.
Well, here, I'll say what MVP said here. But no, he came out later and he kind of made a joke on his entrance. I don't know if you saw it. Or he's kind of like looking around. Yes,
I did see that. Yes. Because even, I think it was one of the WWE channels or WWE social media accounts showed him saying, the coast is clear. The coast is clear for Seth Rollins or something.
So here is a picture here. You can kind of see it.
Yes, because he kind of tackles him there. Yeah.
MVP is what he put. Seth is a few quick hip movements from putting this dude to sleep. If the referees hadn't tackled the dude when they did, he was probably going to be out anyways. Seth Rollins is a world-class professional athlete that knows how to take care of himself. Do not jump the barricade. It will never end well for you. So he's saying he would have been put to sleep.
I mean, and again, I think
not got involved.
I think, again, for what it's worth, I think just considering how he was tackled there and all that, like
he's caught off guard for sure.
Caught off guard, but I mean, I still, again, that's why I can appreciate just the way he kind of handled himself in that situation. I mean, that could have been a very bad. Again, it's on YouTube and all this other stuff because I watched the video after of back in the day with Kevin Nash and all them, and they used to just stomp on people. And now more than ever, if something like that were to happen in a social media age, and I think that could have been blown into a whole kind of different kind of thing. Now, I think in some regard, you shouldn't be jumping the rails anyways, but at the same time, you don't want to be doing any extra shots or anything like that.
Did you see Becky peeking through the
No,
curtain?
what did she say?
She doesn't say anything, but there's a picture of her like looking like on the stage, like peeking through, making sure everything's good.
There was apparently, I think Seth Rollins' designer. Did you see that video?
No.
There was some other guy where when they were taking the fan back through the fans or the stands, where this other guy was trying to attack him, and they were saying it was Seth's like fashion designer, not his ring attire designer, because apparently I guess Sasha's husband designs the gear for both Becky and Seth, and apparently everybody knows that except for me. Didn't know. I'll show you what I saw. But anyway, so I thought that was kind of interesting. But yeah, there was someone else that was trying to get physical with this fan in the stands, and he actually had to kind of get pulled away and removed a little bit. I don't think anything major happened to him, but I know security was having to pull him away from this guy as well.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'll have to send that to you. I thought you might have seen that. Yeah, I'll have to find. Oh, and then I think also what I saw too when I was talking about it being on the news segment that I saw, that was they said that fan is supposed to be, or that person is supposed to be in court next month, facing charge of something I forgot, and then they said some other
trespassing.
I don't even think it was that. I think it was like assault or something. But then I think there was another charge for something. Maybe there was some other charge they didn't really say, but it could have been trespassing or something like that. So,
well, I'm sure justice will be served. All right, the last few minutes here. What do we want to talk about? We've got. Let's talk about.
Hold on.
Say it with me, James. LA Knight is going to War Games.
Why? What does
the
he
OGs,
do?
The OGs versus
Who's
2.0.
that?
LA Knight, Pete Dunne, Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa
No.
versus 2.0. Carmelo Hayes,
Uh-huh.
Braun Breaker,
Uh-huh.
that Italian guy, I forget his name. What's his name?
What's his name, huh? What's his name? Let's
Uh,
call him Pizza Man. I don't know.
Let me look it up.
Tony something. I'm sure his name is Tony.
It is probably Tony. Let's see. It is,
and then the Gacy or something.
No, it's Tony D'Angelo and Grayson Waller.
Who's Grayson Waller? That's not that Gacy guy, right?
No, Grayson Waller is the guy that jobbed to LA Knight a few weeks ago for the hosting gig.
Remember.
For the hosting gig.
Yeah. Okay.
He's a
LA Knight is like not some OG.
He was in NXT 2013, sir. The
Wait,
original.
what?
He was in NXT in like 2013.
LA Knight was?
Mm-hmm.
And then he came back?
Yeah. He was technically a part of NXT before it turned to 2.0, so he's an OG.
Now, are they counting that?
I have no idea, but he's a veteran.
Wow,
so
that makes it sound a little better because he was there all for a hot minute.
Been a few minutes.
He was literally there for like a month.
He was there since Vengeance Day, which is Valentine's Day.
So 2 months.
No, they just joined 2.0 like 2 months ago. Like
and then
6 months. 7 months. I don't know.
I don't know.
He's an OG.
Sure. Anyways, a fun match nonetheless.
It's gonna be War Games. Should be fun.
I think I'm gonna go with Braun Breaker.
Of course you are.
He's the new white meat babyface.
He's a heel in this. They're
No,
the
he's not.
heels. 2.0 are heels.
What bad thing has he done?
I don't know, but he's a heel in this. Everyone else is a heel in that group.
That doesn't make him a heel.
He's
He's
heel.
not. You don't always have to be guilty by association.
I don't know. He's a Steiner. He's automatically a heel.
Bet you he does better math than Scott.
How about that one?
Scott Steiner.
Are you sure about that?
His dad was on the board of trustees for a school district, I think.
Oh my God.
Or
Anyone can be on the board of trustees.
Or he may have been the mayor. I don't know. Not the mayor, but
Yeah, well, Scott Steiner owned Shoney's,
a what?
a burger restaurant.
He
was
did.
a manager.
I'd love to see him take an order. That'd be great.
Oh, we should have gone when he ran it. I don't think he runs on anymore.
Where was this? In Florida?
Atlanta.
Oh, Atlanta. Okay, that makes sense. Can I speak to the manager? Jesus. And then Scott
What do you want? He called you fat.
I just wouldn't know what to do. Imagine just being mad and worked up saying, call your manager out here. All right. Can you see I was charged wrong on this receipt?
All right, listen up, fat boy.
You have a 33% chance of being wrong. How much fat's in this meat, in this hamburger patty?
All right, listen up, fat boy.
33. Listen up. Oh, and real quick, go watch the Jay Lethal Ric Flair promo from back in the day.
No.
I was watching some of that quite a bit this week, and
Both are trash. No.
cracks me up every single time.
Oh my God.
So go do your homework. Go watch that.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Remember, leave the head of the table empty for Roman Reigns. That's just too sweet.
Gobbledygooker.